happy day after Christmas. I'm Gary Flory on Twister Talk and joined by
Brandon, as always.
As always. Hope you had a good holiday season. Hope it was nice, family, friends, however you celebrate, and have a good time. And our friends also that celebrate Hanukkah started last night, sundown. We wish you all the best during this season also. We are hoping, Brandon, to kind of have to not worry about severe weather the next couple of days, being it's the end of the year, but we was proved wrong.
Yeah, it's, we had a quiet few days here, but it has definitely been an active winter severe weather season here for different parts of the country.
Right.
We certainly hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and hope that you'll have a great New Year's. Hope you're having fun with family and friends. But be that as it is, unfortunately, we do have some severe weather that we have to look at.
Right. In fact, it's, again, a real area of concern. Again, it'll be Southeast Texas. We'll get into that in a little bit. But, Brandon, you've got the latest day one outlook from the Storm Prediction Center in Omar, Oklahoma. Let's go ahead and run that down for everybody.
All right. Yes, I do. So I'm looking at the convective outlook here from the NWS Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. And basically what we've got here is an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms this afternoon and evening for Southeast Texas. So what we've got here is the possibility of several tornadoes, including the potential for some EF2 or greater tornadoes along Southeast Texas, damaging wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour, and hail of 1 to 1 3/4 inches in diameter, possibly larger in isolated areas. This is going to affect an area from East Texas this afternoon into Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and far west central Mississippi overnight tonight. Mm-hmm. So what's happening here is throughout eastern Texas, Louisiana, southern Arkansas, we have elevated convection that's already forming over north central Texas this morning, and that was in a band of ascent that's preceding a mid-level shortwave trough moving eastward. Now this is a little bit of a low pressure system, so we're expecting some new thunderstorm development through the afternoon farther to the south and east across east and southeast Texas as that warm sector spreads northward in advance of that weak surface cyclone. So what we're talking about here, we've got a little bit of a low pressure system that's spinning up, and it's going to start moving into those areas. We're going to see boundary layer dew points in the mid to upper 60s, and we actually have some capes ranging from 1,500 to 2,000 across southeast Texas by late afternoon. So that's where the surface-based storms are going to be likely, especially as they see some small breaks in the stratus cover as the afternoon progresses. Gary, the big thing, however, is there is some very strong shear going on in the mid-levels right now because of that low pressure system that's beginning to spin through the area. We are looking at effective wind shears in excess of 45 knots. So now I know there's a little bit of scientific jargon in there, but basically what we're looking at is a low pressure system that's going to begin spinning through that area. Even though dew points are, mid to upper 60s, that might not sound like a whole lot. And it's not, Gary, I don't think it's necessarily above normal for them this time of year.
No, it's not.
However,
really.
The big thing is that wind shear.
Yeah, the wind shear is going to be significant and strengthened enough that it will cause, the storms that will develop will be more cellular across southeast Texas with a gradual transition into what they call a mixed mode band of storms. In other words, squall line complexes like that. And that'll take place later in the evening as storms spread northeastward across Louisiana and southern Arkansas. The surface-based supercells in southeast Texas will be capable of producing tornadoes from early afternoon to the late evening, including strong EF2 plus tornadoes being possible, along with isolated hail of 1 to 1 3/4 inches in diameter. With the gradual change in storms to a more linear mode, the potential for wind damage and embedded tornadoes will persist into the overnight hours. So even though this will be basically become a squall line later tonight, there is still going to be the chance of tornadoes and these spin-ups along the squall line, what we like to call the QLCS tornadoes, which will spin up really quickly and then dissipate just as fast. But still, The fact that we're talking strong tornadoes in that area right after Christmas, when normally this time of year it's a little quieter, but unfortunately that's not happening. In fact, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado watch. And Brandon, if you could run down that watch for everybody, because it's going to cover this tornado watch is going to cover approximately a 10 million people area.
Yes, it is. So what we have here, the Storm Prediction Center has put out a tornado watch for portions of extreme west central Louisiana, east central and southeast Texas, and the coastal waters therein, which is effective today until 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, the main threats are going to be a few tornadoes, possibly a couple intense ones, scattered large hail, isolated very large hail, maybe up to 2 inches in diameter, and scattered damaging wind gusts to 70 miles per hour, possibly even more in isolated areas. So as we've been discussing, what we have here is scattered supercell development is going to be expected through southeast Texas through this afternoon and this evening, and those storms are going to be spreading northeastward into east central Texas. The storm environment will be supportive of the potential for several tornadoes, including the possibility of a tornado or two of EF2 or greater intensity. Of course, along with that 1 to 2 inch diameter hail and those 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is affecting a pretty large area, and it's going to spread northeastward as the afternoon and evening wear on here. Right.
It's going to be another crazy night in Texas. The thing is now, what the early radar returns are showing, there are thunderstorms beginning to develop to the west of Houston, to the whole Harris County area, and those storms will intensify as they move into the Houston area. A very unusual enhanced risk, because basically the enhanced risk for severe weather covers basically the Houston metropolitan area. So you think of Harris County, Brazoria County, Galveston County, and a few of the counties in the north of Houston. You're looking at a population area of about 10 million people. That is a lot of people that are going to be affected by the severe weather as the afternoon and early evening roll on in Texas. That's what's unique about this situation today. That's why we wanted to touch on it, because Brandon, rarely does a metropolitan area be in the exact bullseye of severe weather, but this is one of those days where that is actually happening.
Yes, it is, and like we've been discussing here, this is a time of year when we generally expect the weather to be a little bit quieter, even in those parts of the country. And even though the dew points, as we covered, those aren't necessarily high for this time of year. The biggest thing we're worried about is that wind shear. That's going to be driving the majority of this. Right. And with that low pressure system starting to work its way in there, the shear is going to be much more favorable for storm development.
Right, and the low-level jet will be moving into that area as the afternoon turns into evening. Have all that. You have wind shears basically about 45 knots. That's translating to about 35 miles an hour, and you're going to have that in different areas of the storm. The low-level jet will be screaming along the coast at about 60 miles an hour. So you throw all that in there and stir it up, and bang, there you go. Ingredients for severe weather. There has been a stratus cloud shield over most of southeast Texas during the day. Latest satellite imagery does show parts of it are still there, but parts of it have eroded. That's a bad sign. If it had stayed cloudy all day, very little weather would have developed, or just a few areas. But now, with the cloud shield removed, that will break the cap, and here come the storms. So, also, Brandon, just to the north of the tornado watch, there is a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect for extreme southwest Arkansas, extreme northwest Louisiana, and northeast Texas. And that goes on also until 7 o'clock Central Standard Time tonight. Primary threats include scattered damaging winds to 70 miles an hour possible. Hail events at least 1.5 inches or larger possible. They don't roll out a tornado, but it's not very likely in that severe thunderstorm watch area. Elevated thunderstorms, some with supercell structures, will pose a threat for large hail and isolated severe wind gusts through the afternoon. By late afternoon, isolated tornado or two could occur near the southern edge of the watch. Again, a severe thunderstorm watch means conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. Now, the thing is, these storms will be moving through eastern Texas and then moving to the Arkansas, Louisiana area as day turns to night. So these storms look right now, Brandon, they will start waning as we get late, like about 11, 12 o'clock at night. They probably won't be as severe, but they're still going to have some punch. And also, Brandon, they're talking about, some heavy rain. So that's something else you have to keep in mind, because these storms will not be racing at 50, 60 miles an hour. They'll be meandering basically at about 20 to 30 miles an hour. So even with the steering winds, they're not going to be in a hurry to get out of there. But what we want to kind of wrap up this is, Brandon, this is going to be a multi-day event. This is going to happen today, some tomorrow, and again on Saturday. So that's the big concern right now, is we've got a possibility of a significant severe weather event that could be taking place over the next several days in that part of the country. So you'll have to be ready for that. If you are fans, or people are fans, everybody listens to us in that area, keep in mind this is going to be a multi-day event, and you may not get a storm today, but you very possibly get one tomorrow or Saturday. So they'll have to wait and see. So that's what we've got right now for weather. We'll keep an eye on it. If conditions warrant, we'll give you an update. Be ready and be prepared. Have your weather radio with you. Have a way to get notifications. And keep in the back of your mind that, even though the sun's gone down, does not mean that you're in the all clear. And also, Brandon, we'll mention a little bit today. We'll get more into that maybe next week, but a significant cold shot could be heading our way after the first of the year. We'll let you know about that. And Brandon's got to get his mufflux and his Uggs and his glass and his wonderful Red Line gloves there, because we could be hitting a pretty nasty cold spell. Again, that's 10 days out, so you can't say for sure. But I'll tell you, buddy, it ain't looking good.
Yeah, that's true. And even though, especially for those who live in the southeastern U.S., the last few winters have been relatively warmer than normal, it is still wintertime, and we are still getting the occasional shot of cold air here. We had one not too long ago where we were seeing, daytime highs not getting out of the 40s, and nighttime lows getting down into the teens. Which for many regions of the southeastern U.S., that's a little colder than they're used to. So,
right, yeah, it's going to be nasty.
We have had a little bit of a warm up here. It's the last few days. Last few days in my area here, it's been in the 50s. So we're seeing lows in the 30s or 20s at night. Looks like it's going to be warming up here over the course of the next few days. We're scheduled to maybe get some rain. Some of that might be coming out of this weather system that's coming in.
Right.
But yeah, after that, we may be looking at another cold snap.
We'll let you know if and when that happens, cold snap wise. Of course, we know Brandon's got his secret weather layer, so he wants to get that dog team out and see what they can do. So.
Yeah.
All right. And we'll keep you updated on any severe weather that may be breaking as we go into the evening and over the weekend. For Twister Talk, I'm Gary.
And I'm Brandon.
Have yourself a safe afternoon, folks.